Hey guys, welcome to Wednesday. We're at Chakra Chat, and today we're going to be talking about the solar plexus. This one's my favorite. Have I said so far that other ones were my favorite? Because I really think this one's my favorite. And the reason is I feel like this one has a lot to offer to somebody when we are really digging in and trying to make our lives shift and make things happen or create things in our life. So, and that's kind of my MO. You know, I want to live my life how I want to live my life. And so I want to be able to create things. So I've been studying like the law of attraction and using meditation and spiritual connection to be able to manifest things that I want to experience, right? But then I also, once I started learning about the chakras, I now can dig in and be more specific of, instead of just using the law of attraction and spiritual connection, I can figure out which one of my chakras is out of balance and which one is preventing me from manifesting the things that I want in my life. And sometimes it might be a physical thing I want to experience, or it might be healing. So today, when we talk about the solar plexus, we're going to talk about the power and strength. That doesn't mean that you want to like overpower things in your life. It just simply means you want to be able to walk your own path. A lot of times I tell my clients that like when you're walking on a paved path, like up in northern Michigan where I live, we have these paths. They're like bicycle, skating, walking paths they're like sidewalks, except they're paved with asphalt like the road. And they're about, I don't know, 6 feet wide. We call them the TART trails, Traverse Area Recreational Trail. Anyway, when you're on this path, sometimes we can get distracted and pulled off our path by people who are standing off out in the woods, and they're like, hey, come over here and do this thing. And we sometimes get diverted, even if we don't want to. And to me, that is us getting off our own path to do whatever somebody else wants us to do when we really want to say no. And so this isn't about, turning into a royal bitch to stay on your own path, but this is a way of self-care and really making decisions of what is right for me and where do I want to go with my life. And I think that it's truly important when we are trying to realize what direction we want to go in our life and how we might best get there. Okay, so that's why I like this one, because I feel like it's really important for us to be able to drive our own ship. Okay, so let's move right into, there we go. So the solar plexus is represented as yellow. The element is fire, which makes perfect sense. The location is right above the navel. I'm sorry, speaking of being distracted, I'm a little distracted because the video that is live is like totally not live. So I'm not sure. This is what's happening. It's getting stuck or something. Okay. I'm not going to let that distract me. So hopefully it will iron itself out. The objective of this is your relationship with you. So remember we talked about the root chakra as having and knowing your purpose on this planet. Well, the solar plexus is once your root chakra is clean and clear and balanced and you have a purpose. Now, sometimes that purpose can change as we get older and experience next sections in our life. Our needs and wants and desires change and they shift. And I think that that's okay. But now as the solar plexus, this is your relationship with you to say, okay, I'm going in this direction and now I want to go in that direction. And here's how I want to do it. Here's my boundaries and my parameters that I want to go in. I want to walk this fast, or I want to stay on this path, or I want to change. I want to go in this direction now. But it gives you kind of the map. So this is your relationship with yourself and being able to kind of hold your own feet to the fire and say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get distracted with that. I want to go this way. It's your own personal power, of course. Your self-esteem is here. Sometimes when we get pulled off our path and we start going in this other direction, we're like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? That's when your intuition, we start talking about the third eye. that's when your intuition would kick in. If your third eye is allowing your intuition to communicate with you, that is going to be saying, intuition is going to be telling you, no, this is not the right environment for you. It's not the right path for you to be on right now. This isn't the quickest way to get to where you want to go. So come back and change directions. So it was like the meditation that I did in the meditation room about making decisions or making choices. If you are faced with a problem that you can't make a decision about and your intuition quite isn't kicking in to a way that you can hear it, then you might want to do that meditation that's going to help you make decisions better. It's also increases your self-worth, your feeling of self-worth. I can say here all day long and say, you're worthy of being on this planet. You're worthy of accepting and walking on your own path. But you have to feel that, right? I can't feel the confidence and the self-worth for you. It's also freedom from shame. Sometimes we get going in the wrong direction. We feel shame where we might not want to say no to that person. We might not want to disappoint that person. And of course, it goes deeper than that. The solar plexus deals with willpower. It's blocked by shame and it's balanced by acceptance. So as we move through these are quick ways to say, okay, if that's not clean and clear, if I do that meditation and that particular chakra is not clean and clear, I can learn to accept where I'm at right now, accept that you got lost, you walked off your path, you're now lost, take responsibility and say, okay, now what are my steps to getting back on my path so I'm feeling in alignment with my life? These are the chakra, the same picture again, so it shows you that it's spinning and rotating in the front of you. It brings that information in from the external world, things that you've already put out there, brings it in, kind of throws it around and gives you some information about it, and then puts it back out into the universe. So we want to make sure that we are clean and clear vessels when our solar plexus is open. A balanced, I have the wrong one. This is a balanced sacral. All right, I wish I could pause this now. All right, we're gonna do this right now. And this says sacral too. This is solar plexus though, I did change these. So I'm sorry that the title is wrong. That's what happens when you go live, right? My first mistake. Okay, so an overactive solar plexus typically means that you are a workaholic, you are judgmental, you may be a perfectionist, where that's me, where things don't always get done because I have to perfect, but that's also because I have fear of making mistakes. So when I have fear of making mistakes, then that tends to throw me off my game a little bit when things are not going my way, when things are not turning out that way, it tends to frustrate me. So that's my issue when this is clouded and got some dark spots on it. So then I have to work on my solar plexus. You're demanding. You have a superiority complex. You possibly need drugs to relax, and that could be even alcohol to relax, or you just can't do such and such unless you have such and such some other external thing. You have resentment towards authority. Now, this can all mean that you just are kind of this over the top kind of a person, where if you've got too much energy swirling around in there and you're just over the top with trying to control others, trying to control your environment, the physical environment. Now, energy is bigger. It's also way more powerful than anything that we could do here on this planet using our physical body or our five senses. So I always highly recommend that if something is where you're pushing against something, usually we push against, we feel the resistance of. So I'm going to say, stand back, step back, do an assessment, clean and clear and balance your chakras, and work with the energy of, and then allow the energy to smooth out that wrinkle. So when things are really frustrating, or you're getting really angry or overpowering, or even trying to overpower yourself even, then to just relax, take a couple of deep breaths, do a meditation, and try to sort it out energetically. You're going to find that things actually move a lot easier because energy is way more powerful than we are. Okay. An underactive solar plexus. I'm really sorry about that. I probably could change it, but I don't want you to have to wait for it, and I really don't want to make a second video. So underactive means that you don't have that energy swirling around in there, that it's slow moving. It might have a lot of stuck energy in there that is not producing the right kind of speed and momentum, and it's just got a lot of stuff swirling around. Can cause depression, lack of confidence. Of course, all this makes sense. I want to go in this direction, but I just can't. It just doesn't feel right to me. You worry about what others think. That really can prevent you from moving along on your own path. If one person says, I don't think that you should do that, or why don't you do it this way, and you divert, that really can zigzag you around, and then you start to not really feel good about yourself because you just don't know what you're doing. You're confused, leads to confusion, makes sense. The feeling that others are controlling your life. If you stand back and you want to say, I want to do this said thing, and it maybe is for self-care. I really just want to take a bath, read a book, and go to bed early. If right immediately after you say something like, yeah, but this person's not going to want me to do that, or I really should do this said thing for this person or that person or something, then you might be giving up your power. There is a delicate balance between that, but there is also a time that needs to where I spend that time focusing on myself and where I can fill my own bucket and get my needs met. Therefore, I'm recharged and ready to go and ready to take care of, okay? It might lead to poor digestion. Also afraid of being alone. Now, if you're giving your control and decision and choices to other people, then it totally makes sense that you fear being alone because no one's going to be there to tell me what to do. And that can be a really scary place for a lot of people. You end up staying in abusive relationships or unhealthy relationships or you get into relationships where that person is very dominating or controlling because you don't know what to do. So that can be an underactive solar plexus. You also might be jealous because then if that person is doing something that you don't agree with and they end up leaving or hurting the relationship, then now you're alone. So they kind of go hand in hand. And then of course, distrustful. So we want to be able to bring about the balance that makes us feel better. Now this actually is right. Solar plexus, again, I'm really sorry that I missed out on the titles here. When it is balanced, clean and clear and balanced, you will feel a sense of outgoing. You can just be social and cheerful. You also have self-respect. Now, self-respect comes from being able to take care of yourself. If I'm making decisions that say, I want to go exercise, I want to ride my bike, or I want to go for a run, but this person may be disappointed, and maybe you talk to them and say, I'm going to go for a bike ride, and I'm going to communicate with them. Maybe I'll be gone for an hour or two. Is that okay? And then we'll spend time together, whatever. But that gives you that self-respect. That creates this balance. Also creates respect for others and their boundaries and their own journey. Just knowing that makes you almost get along better with other people, that people have their own shit to go through. And as they're all on their own journey going somewhere, I don't have to go with them. I don't have to get in the car and go with them, but I can offer support to them. Anyway, so it gives you some respect for other people and what they're going through and their journey and the things that they have to learn. It gives you a strong sense of inner power, which is always nice, I always love that. I just feel like I'm just in charge, and I'm not in charge of other people, that I'm just in charge of myself. I just feel empowered to be who I want to be and go where I want to go. You feel skillful, where you are learning different things and you are finding that you might be pretty stinking smart, or you might be really good at things. And it's a really good sense of accomplishment and pride, but not over the top. You know, you just feel like, yeah, I got this, I can do this. And then when you're faced with challenges, you can step up and say, okay, I got through this before. Look at all these things that I know, and now I can do this thing too. So you feel a sense of intelligence, relaxed. That's hard for me, but when I do feel relaxed, I certainly get along better with other people. But it just feels good to just be in the midst of sometimes chaos, and I just feel I'm just okay, I'm chill, right? And enjoying physical activity. So let's do this. Now, I want to ask you, of these 3 chakras that we've talked about so far, the root chakra, sacral, and solar plexus, which one are you resonating with that feels like I really need to focus on that particular chakra? So I would love to hear from you. I mean, I've done 3 of these videos now, and I'm getting some feedback, and I'm so grateful that you guys are watching them. I'm hoping that you're getting good information from them. And but now I want to get some feedback from you in finding out, what are you feeling like? I want to spend a lot of time on that particular chakra. That one resonates with me the most. So just post below, and you just write any one of those in, or any other comments that you'd like. So I'm going to continue now to, I want to read this to you. I've been posting these because I find that they're very quick and easy and powerful. More affirmations, but you could read this affirmation, you could record it in your phone, and then have it read back to you as you're just relaxing and focusing on the area of where your solar plexus is. So I find this to be, I try anything that is going to help clean and clear these chakras so I can better be equipped to deal with things that come up in my life. So let me read this one to you. I love and accept myself. I am willing to stand up with strength and confidence for that in which I believe. I have the freedom to make my own choices in life with appreciation of my sense of self. I am connected to the source of all power, and it flows through me to encourage the power of others. I find that to be quite impressive. I like that one a lot. I especially like where it says, I appreciate the sense of self, that you are a spiritual being housed in a physical body. And rather than your physical body having a spiritual experience, or vice versa, you are a spiritual being having a physical experience. So the more we can tap into this energy, this power, the better we are going to be equipped to handle the day-to-day stuff in our lives with ease and pride and good energy, right? So we can help equip others. All right, so let's get on to our meditation today. We're going to go through a quick grounding and a short meditation that's going to help instill strength and that inner power in you. So get comfortable, and let's get to it. Okay. Oh, feels so good today. It is a gorgeous, beautiful day in northern Michigan. We just got a whole bunch of snow Sunday night and Monday, and it is completely gone. The ground is completely free of snow. It is sunny, and I would say it's not terribly warm, but it is absolutely gorgeous outside. So, all right, here we go. So breathing in deeply. You can be sitting or lying down and just feeling your points that touch the furniture beneath you, whether you're lying down or sitting. It's just feeling where your touch points are, feeling the weight of your body as it touches the furniture, and focus on those areas, and then focus on those areas where you are touching and having roots grow from those areas down into the ground, all the way down through the foundation, into the soil beneath, into the earth, through the rocks. As they're growing down, they're getting bigger and thicker and stronger as they push their way easily to the core of the earth. And once they get to the core of the earth, they wrap around the core, anchoring you solid to Mother Earth. And then now, with some good, easy, deep breaths, feel that energy. Feel those roots coming back up through the earth. Breathing them in as they come back through the earth and the crust and through the foundation, back up into your touch points, anchoring you solid with purpose unto Mother Earth. Good. Now, through this meditation, we talk about the solar plexus and creating inner power This is just a place where you feel like you can make decisions that are best for you. You can take ideas from other people, but it's okay if you don't go with all of their ideas, especially if they don't feel right. I want you to picture a time when you were a toddler, somewhere between the ages of 2, 3, 4. Picture a time. And now think of a time of something that you were doing that maybe you had a hard time with, whether it's zipping your jacket, tying your shoes, buttoning or unbuttoning, couldn't reach the shelf where the cookies were. Just think of something that when you were that little that you just really couldn't do. You couldn't do it on your own. And now I want you to think of, go a little bit older, where now maybe you're 8, 9, 10. Can you do that thing now? You can zip your jacket pretty easy now as an 8, 9, 10-year-old, right? And you have confidence in being able to do that. That's pretty easy. Now go even older. 15, 16, 17. Do you remember when you couldn't quite drive a car? Or maybe it just was, you just weren't as confident in it. What about cooking? Maybe some things you just didn't know how to cook. Or you didn't know how to run the snowblower or the lawnmower. But now as an adult, can you do these things? Maybe not all of them, but are you better at it than you were? Accomplishing these things gives you a sense of confidence, a sense of accomplishment and pride. And here you are now. What are you being faced with that you're trying to gain some confidence or have some power to accomplish? What is going on in your life that you just wish you had some power? Think of that problem. Think of the choices you could make, or the knowledge that you need to acquire, or the skills that you need to have in order to accomplish this thing. What knowledge are you missing? What is it that you just don't know how to do yet? And when you're sitting here and you're faced with this challenge, what does it feel like? Do you feel defeated or deflated? Do you feel frustrated or eager? Do you feel an acceptance of this challenge? Now, those other challenges that you were faced with, learning how to button your jacket, tie your shoes, drive a stick shift, how did you face those challenges? Were you frustrated or were you optimistic? Were you doubtful or hopeful? Let's just take some of those challenges from back then and throw in a little optimism, because you must have had optimism if you were to accomplish it. If you can tie your shoes today, there was a time that you couldn't tie your shoes. And so you must have had some hope to be able to accomplish the task. So I want you to breathe in optimism and hope and apply it towards your current challenge that you're faced with. I want you now to breathe in strength and confidence. I can take on this challenge and I can overcome and I can win. Because in those other challenges, you found the strength and you overcame any weakness or lack of knowledge or anybody's opinion that said you couldn't do it, even if that opinion was yours. Now I want you to focus on right above your belly button in this bright yellow space. This is your solar plexus. This is your power center. We're going to turn it on today. It is represented by bright yellow, sits right above your navel. Picture this now. How big is it? Is it the size of a quarter? Or is it bigger? Bigger than a softball? Is it bigger than the room you're sitting in? Now I want you to get really curious and I want you to look at it. Look at the yellow energy swirling around. Do you see it? Do you see any dark spots on this yellow? Or is it cloudy? Or is it not as bright as you would think it would be? Just keep looking at it. See if you see anything in there that represents maybe a negative charge. Some negative stuck energy from past beliefs about you having your own inner power and strength. How is it spinning? Is it spinning slow or erratic? Or is it spinning pretty consistently? Okay, so now from the top of your head, you're going to bring in a brilliant white light. This is a cleaning light, a cleansing light, pure white energy coming in through the crown chakra. You're going to breathe it all the way in like a laser beam straight to your solar plexus. This energy is going to help clean the solar plexus energy. As it splashes on the yellow, it cleans and clears it. It takes all of those stuck energies, all of those negative opinions about yourself that you adopted from somebody else or somewhere else. And it's going to suck it up into that energy and transmute it all the way back out into the universe. Letting it go, releasing those opinions of yourself that do not work anymore. Anything that says you can't do it, or this is too hard, or I'm just not capable, or I don't know how. Watch that white light swirl in the yellow, cleaning and taking out any stuck energy, any negative triggers. It goes in all the small spaces. There isn't one speck that's left over. And as it's taking out the negative energy, it is leaving behind this bright, brilliant yellow. Bright and beautiful solar plexus, clean and clear. Make sure you get it all. And as it gets in there, all it does is it just moves on out. It sends it back up the beam, transmuting it into positive energy and disperses it out into the universe. Good. Now what we're going to do is I want you to, as you breathe in, I want you to bring that solar plexus into the size of about a coaster, circular in diameter and about 3 or 4 inches across. So breathe in and bring it in or expand it, whatever it is. If yours is really small, you're going to breathe in and expand it to those 3 or 4 inches. Or if it's really, really big, sometimes we are over energized with our solar plexus and we're demanding or we're overbearing, then we're going to breathe in and bring it down a little bit, 3 or 4 inches. And every time you do this, it's getting more brighter and more beautiful and more vibrant and more balanced. Now I want you to send information to yourself that says, I love myself. I love my inner power. I love my inner goddess. I am a powerful being on this planet. Not to overpower others, but to just take charge of my life. I can do it. I can do anything I set my mind to. I am eager to take on challenges. I am optimistic instead of frustrated. Breathe in, good. And now as it's starting to swirl and spin, make sure that it's spinning clean and clear. I can make decisions easily. I love my solar plexus. I love my inner power. I am growing more and more confident in all areas of my life every day. Good. Good. Okay. Good. I'm just going to sit just for a minute, just allowing you to just feel this inner power swirling. Feel this inner power, this inner confidence. Excellent. Okay. Now bring your attention to right behind your eyes. Put a smile on your face and a little gratitude for what you've just accomplished today. Going forward with my solar plexus lit and ready to go. Ready to start taking steps and stepping into my own inner power and inner strength. Excellent. Okay. And in 3, 2, 1, open your eyes, come back to the room. Excellent. Okay, so now, fantastic. I love the solar plexus. So it is one of my favorites because it just feels like I can take on the challenges. I can go do anything I want to do. So excellent job today. Join me next week. We are going to be talking about the heart chakra, where this is where your relationships lie. This is where the love, the passion, the balance, the social pieces of your life kind of start to come together. So this will be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it. Hopefully I'll have my slides in the right order. I'm really sorry about that. I hate to make those kind of stupid, neglectful mistakes, but I want to show you something. Let me just, if you can bear with me just for a second, I might have to, all right, hold on. Okay, now this, I just made these and I just got them. These are in the store in our little shop. They are new chakra cards. Now each one of them gives you the write-up of the card and the things. Is that backwards? That bums me out that that's backwards. But it gives you, this is a root chakra. It gives you information about it, as well as, now this is backwards too, but I want you to see it, even though it's backwards. I'm sure it's backwards. But giving you some ideas on how to clean and clear, what it feels like when it's overactive, underactive, and balanced. So these are in the shop. You get all 7 of them. These are extremely powerful. Like, I am finding dealing with chakras to be not only spot on, but when I start to do the work, when I start to really pay attention to whatever the symptom is, and that symptom could be an emotional symptom like anger, frustration, depression, anxiety, or it could be a physical symptom like back pain, knee pain, or a headache. This stuff works. Like, I can't even, but look at these, came out so good. I'm so excited. I just finished them. I just picked them up today. So please check them out. They're in the shop. I would love to be able to send some of them to you. Also, not this weekend, but the next weekend, the 28th, Amy and I will be in Grand Rapids. So you're welcome to come down and join us we're going to the West Michigan Spirit Fair. We'll have the event on our page, so you can click on that. Love to have you come out and say hi, or if you know anybody in Grand Rapids, send them our way. We'd love to meet them. So I appreciate you guys coming in, joining me today. Go forward, light up that solar plexus, and I will see you next week, 12:30, when we talk about the heart chakra. All right. Have a great one, you guys. See you later.